Temperature down in the mid-30s, 36 degrees with wind gusting all about. Blowing steadily at 19 miles an hour, gusting at 33 miles an hour. The wind blowing across the stadium from left to right. However, Hunter Stadium sits sort of in a bowl. John, you played here. You're a little protected from it at least, but this may have an impact on how the game goes, particularly as we get into the afternoon if this wind picks up at all. We'll now give you the starting lineups. First, for the St. Pius X-Warriors, the goalkeeper, Matthew Devine, the senior goalkeeper. This will be his 23rd appearance on the season. Coming into the state tournament, he had given up just 33 goals against, 83 saves, and 10 shutouts. The starting lineup in front of him is as follows: Brady Tuchinski, Connor Nolan, Jonah Elliott, Jackson Horst, James Green, Jude Elliott, Henry Rizzo, Frankie Kapitanovich, Kevin Bryant, and Nick Criscello. St. Pius is coached by Todd Ashby. The athletic director is Vince Armilio, the principal Robert Lee, the superintendent Joe Pat Ross. Assisting head coach Todd Ashby is Pete Haas. On the other side, for New Heights Christian Academy, their goalkeeper is the sophomore Rush Stewart. This is his 23rd appearance on the year. Came into the state tournament having given up 38 goals, 112 saves on the season, and 8 shutouts to date. He will have a lineup in front of him as follows: Gavin Dole, the senior, will be on the back line. Nixon Meningus will join him on that back line with Max Anredder. Ben Schumacher, Michael Paragon, who had the hat trick yesterday, Brandon Schumacher, Hudson Clevenger, Kaysen Hamlin, and Bennett Thomas. New Heights is coached by Aaron Dogach. He's assisted by Graydon Cravens, the athletic director Philip Jordan, the principal Daniel Durst, and the superintendent Dan Decker. The Cougars of New Heights Christian Academy set to do battle with the Warriors of St. Pius X. John, a good one set to unfold. Each of these teams had their leading goal scorers get on the board yesterday. You'd have to think a big part of the Warriors' game plan is going to be to get Michael Paragon off the ball whenever he has it in the attacking third.
Yeah, for sure. I think in these type of games, it's all about kind of those marginal gains. How can we neutralize each team's kind of best attacker? And yeah, I think it's definitely in St. Pius's best interest to kind of limit Michael Paragon, as we've kind of seen that he can score in the stage.
And although Horst was still eventually able to break through for St. Pius X yesterday, Missouri Military Academy did a nice job of doing just that. They limited his chances. You wonder if size maybe has a little bit to do with that. Horst plays a much different style at 5'4" than Paragon does on the other side. Michael Paragon, not 6 foot, but with a 5'10" frame, a little stockier. He's able to play a little bit more of a physical brand there up close in the box.
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't think size necessarily matters. I think it's all down to your will and your heart. And I think today it's a Warriors game. It's how can we have incredible work rate, incredible desire to want to win this game. And I think whoever wants it more is going to end up winning this game.
You've got to love it to be out there today, mid-30s in the middle of November. We had just a beautiful day for soccer. It got a little chilly when the sun disappeared for the evening contests, but it's much different for these two schools here this morning. A 10 a.m. kickoff. 10:03 is our official kick time, as we've got 40 minutes on the clock to decide third place in Class 1. Michael Paragon kicks it out of play, and we will get started. St. Pius X to throw in to begin. Nixon Meningus, who had a really nice match yesterday, just a freshman. Immediately giving chase is Hudson Clevenger, and it's cleared out by the Warriors. See who's able to sort of establish the possession edge in this match. Each team trying to rebound from a heartbreaking defeat yesterday. John, how big is getting that first goal in this one.
Yeah, and in a game of such fine margins, it's definitely key to definitely get on the board first, kind of get to dictate the tempo and all the other things that come with the game. So, yeah, I definitely think getting that first goal is paramount.
Over the top of the crossbar, and Matthew Devine will set it down on the goal kick. Back towards the center stripe. Horst gets his first touch, unable to corral it. Now Jude Elliott with it. Eventually it's turned over. Back the other way comes New Heights. Off the back line to play it was Devine and took away a chance from the Cougars there. Ben Schumacher was in hot pursuit. And up ahead come the Warriors, a chance to run immediately. Here's Horsch, the team's leading goal scorer, knocked off of it, and it'll roll into the corner for a throw-in. Nixon Meningus with the clear. And already a very fast substitution here from St. Pius X. Played in, on the ground, in the box, taken away by the Cougars, and they try to get it out of danger. Michael Paragon, the hat trick yesterday as he weaves through blue shirts. Knocked off of it, but too aggressive and a foul called. Cougars now a chance to get set up in the attacking third. Sam Wigington for St. Pius, who had just come into the contest, knocked off of it. Wigington, a senior defender, and oftentimes in these third place games, you will see the seniors get a little bit more run in their final high school match. Whether it's for a state title or not, the chance to play 80 more minutes.
Potentially more if we get a tie. With your best friends and teammates of the past 4 years is special. Clevenger knocked down.
Again whistles. Official in the middle gets everyone lined up. And again, Paragon, who scored off the kickoff yesterday from the Lion logo. See if he tries to put one on a target here. Missed it to the near side. Just off the inside of his foot there, John?
Yeah, I think he just didn't put enough power on it. I think in this game with the win, I think anything on target has a great chance of getting in.
And tell me, why that is. Is it just the kind of the knuckle effect that it can have on the ball combined with the spin put on it off the right foot of a lot of these players?
Yeah, Hunter Stadium kind of plays a little bit weird with the wind. Kind of like you said, it kind of sits down. So the wind kind of is unpredictable at times. So it's tough for a goalie, and there's always second phase you can always get. So just getting that shot on target is always a big key of ours at Lindenwood. So I definitely think today anything on targets definitely will be a great chance.
Yeah, it's interesting because you've got the Spellman Center to our right here that sits very tall, but the student athlete center to the left, not quite as high, and then you've got some gaps on the side that can create some awkward wind tunnels for gusts to get through. As we've got one into the box here, deflected, and a chance for St. Pius X. Cleared but not all the way out, and then sort of a giveaway. New Heights Christian able to defend well there. The edge of the goal box. Sent up to Clevenger. Clevenger with some space, chipped it on ahead. Able to find a teammate, but then too far in front of Michael Paragon, and back come the Warriors. Horst tried to play it for Rizzo. It went off his heel and back towards the center stripe. It'll be played all the way back to Matthew Devine in net, who rolls it ahead for Samuel Wigginton. Henry Rizzo now across between a couple of white jerseys, lost it. Schumacher tried to get it to Paragon, who was the team's offense yesterday. St. Pius X with it. Horst let it roll through for Rizzo. Rizzo couldn't possess it. Hudson Clevenger, second on the team in goals scored. Plays it up the far side. Rolled for Paragon, who tried to play it back for Clevenger. And knocked out between the benches. About 7 minutes gone in the opening half. Nice slide tackle attempt there, no call. Looks pretty clean to me, John.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a great tackle. Pretty clean.
Clevenger now with some time and space. It closes quickly. Great speed by Jude Elliott. Now on ahead for Clevenger again in the middle. Number 10 in white has already touched it a lot in this opening half. He'll throw in on the near side. Rolled through, and a great kick save by Matthew Devine. Not sure if that one was going to be on the target, John, but a chance as it just sort of rolled through the back line of the Warriors there.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication between the center back and the goalkeeper. Tried to pass back, didn't know he was coming out. Hopefully they remedy that. Communication will be key the rest of this game.
Wigginton played it towards the center. Back line of New Heights Christian Academy up for the task. Nixon Meningas again. I've been so impressed with his play defensively in this tournament. Perhaps looking for a cross there was Kevin Bryant. Didn't have enough time to wind up and whip it across. Max Anredder well defending on that left side for the Cougars. Corner kick here, first of the game. Looks like it's Henry Rizzo in the corner. They rush the near side post. It goes right into the middle and cleared away by the Cougars. Now Paragon with some space. Forgot the ball. Now we'll have to fight Warriors for it. Able to find a teammate who's on the rush. Hamlin cut off. Great job there by the Warriors to sort of stabilize. That could have been a very dangerous chance for New Heights. Bennett Thomas got in the passing lane and now sent ahead for Wigginton. Gavin Dole able to clear it. Jackson Horst to throw in. Substitution here as checking in will be Wade Mathis. Mathis gave the Warriors really good minutes off the bench in the match yesterday. He'll come on for Jonah Elliott. Horst gets it to Mathis. And now plays it back into the middle. Between the hashes, the Cougars take possession, trying to chip it ahead for Paragon. Well wayward from Hudson Clevenger. Stepping through a tackle attempt for Henry Rizzo. Rizzo uses the defenders. Bryant. Back up top, Wigginton. They work it from right to left. Chipped in. On a hop, handled. No problem for the keeper, Rush Stewart. First time he's been tested. Taken away by Clevenger. He's been active. Mathis up the far side. Couple of steps with it. Tried to play it back towards the middle. Rizzo stops the clear. Couple of nice dribbles, but ultimately too many Cougars in the vicinity. They're able to get it back out towards half. Paragon giving chase to Cristiello, who gets it back to Rizzo. Rizzo sort of quarterbacks the middle of this St. Pius X attack. A great distributor, and it shows on the stat sheet. 20 assists for him on the season. 18 goals as well. He's a phenomenal player, John.
Yeah, he really is.
Chance here for St. Pius X. What's the game plan?
It's only 30 yards out. I mean, I wouldn't mind a hit here, just as long as it hits the frame and give yourself a chance. You never know what can happen. You could see a deflection.
Horst played it short, and now they'll get a shot on. The rebound is in, and a goal for the Warriors. They catch the Cougars off guard. The shot came from Frankie Kapitanovic, and then it was cleaned up right in front of the net. St. Pius X on the board. Looked like it was number 8, James Green, that cleaned it up right in front of the keeper, Rush Stewart. Able to make the initial stop, but then the back line of the Cougars just unable to clear it. Kapitanovic will get the assist. Well, the Warriors did eventually, as you thought they might, John, they do get a hit. They just passed to it first to get around sort of the wedge created by the Cougars off the start.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I was saying earlier, anything on target, it's definitely something that, you know, could kind of make the goalie's life not easy. And as you saw, he kind of didn't really see it coming off the foot, and kind of falls to St. Pius, and they capitalized.
So now New Heights Christian playing from behind. New Heights Christian coming into the contest with an overall record of 13-13. It's been a magical run for them to get to this point, as here's another goal! Exceptional! What a finish by Jackson Horst! With the ball 2 or 3 feet off the pitch, still able to sneak it inside the far post, and it's a blitz from the Warriors. Right below the upper 90. So a pair in quick succession for the Warriors as they take firm control of this match. Horst again with it, playing it on up ahead. The Cougars having some real defensive problems as a turnaround shot goes wide. Another phenomenal chance for Wigington this time. What a finish by Jackson Horst. Would have been easy to justify settling that to try to get an even better shot on target, but he didn't even need it. Just turn around, let it fly with one touch. For Horst, it's his 40th goal of the season. Looked as though the assist perhaps came from Brady Tuchinski on the near side. Now trying to answer the Cougars. Hudson Clevenger sends a cross into the box, cleared away by SPX. Up ahead again. It's Tuchinski. Found Wigington. Misplayed in the middle and taken by New Heights. Cougars now in a deep hole early, John. What do they have to do to get out of it?
Yeah, I mean, just staying with the game plan. You can't really change too much so early on in the game. Just kind of had to take back the momentum and just get that first goal. Once you get that first goal, it makes the comeback that much easier.
They haven't really been able to put much on Matthew Devine between the pipes for SPX. That'll be the first challenge. And as you mentioned, with the weather today, if you're able to get it on target, you feel pretty good about your chances. Horst starts a run. Rizzo on the far side. Able to get around a defender, and now they've got some space. A cross sent into the box. Deflected, comes right back to number 10. Mathis chips it in. Horst tried to attack there for the Warriors, and a deflection now could create yet another chance for the Warriors. Able to get a couple solid strikes on it from the back line, but just unable to get it out. Now Paragon giving chase with Kevin Bryant taking it in deep. Bryant able to knock it off Paragon and out of play. So a corner kick upcoming for SPX. I beg your pardon, a throw in. Very close to a corner. Just a foot or two away. Start again here, Cristiello. Rizzo tried to roll one through. Kapitanovic off a missed swing by Clevenger. Nearly had another chance. Back into the middle. Clevenger lost it. Most of the play has been at this right end so far. Horst, tackle off of it. This will, though, be a corner. Both hands in the air as he approaches it. Sends it towards the short post. Over the head of everybody, and now it's down in the box. Cleared but not out. Deflected from Tuchinski. Now it's Horst on the far side. Sent it off the post. Finally cleared out by Meningus. Number 7 in blues already had more chances this morning than he did all of the match yesterday. Mathis wearing that face guard, I think got bumped. He was checking to make sure everything was all right. Foul called here, very close to the penalty area. And there's going to be a card. Wow. Do you think that was card worthy, John?
That's a tough one. I mean, he was sliding kind of behind the player. A little bit harsh, but understandable, just kind of given the nature of it's kind of cold. You never know. Those kind of slide tackles from behind a player can always be a little bit more dangerous. So it's kind of up to the referee's discretion at kind of those type of situations.
Well, and always in a game where the passion and the emotions are running high, you never fault the officials for gaining control of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, setting a consistent example of kind of what kind of challenges are yellows and what's not is definitely key to kind of limit the possibly animosity that could happen in these type of games, especially with a decent amount on the line with the third place plaque.
We saw some physical soccer played yesterday at times. SPX and Missouri Military Academy, that was one of the physical games, one of the more physical ones. Horst surveys, allows everyone to get set. The official makes sure everyone's in the right spot, and here we go. Played short, Kapitanovic forced to hesitate, and now he rolls one towards central, and it's eventually deflected out of play. Last touch by the Warriors. Second time they've gone sort of to that similar play. Better defended this time, though, by the Cougars, albeit at a tougher angle for SPX to score from. Horst around Meningus. A nice dribble move. Oh, he nearly was able to walk through all of them. That would have been a move John Gates would have been proud of. Clevenger up ahead. Paragon hesitates. Give and go here. A little bit too far in front of Michael, who sends it ahead for Clevenger on a run, unable to get the angle around Nick Cristiello, who clears it into the far corner. Solid play by the back so far in this one for SPX.
I've been very, very, very proud of kind of seeing these kids from Missouri, give it their all in these type of games. It's really fun to watch.
Rizzo possessing up ahead for Mathis. Oh, big collision there. As he heads to the turf, able to get up. That's never fun when it's mid-30s out. Paragon for Clevenger. They've been in sync so far this morning. James Green. Rizzo into the corner for Tuchinski. Cougars trying to get some offensive end time. They've been limited so far in this first half. Rizzo played it back. Bryant on ahead. Wigington, who's played a lot so far in this one, starts to run with Horst. A nice pass. Horst able to ward off a defender. Sends a cross right in front, and another goal! Wigington and Horst. Phenomenal passing. It'll be Horst on the assist. Wigington the goal. The senior off the bench scores his 6th of the year. SPX all over New Heights Christian Academy. And the Warriors of Kansas City have come to play this morning. Cougars have dug themselves quite a hole that now they'll have to climb back out of. Oh, beautiful move by Paragon. Tried to send it back towards the middle with Clevenger. It's deflected out, and so the first corner, I believe, of the match for New Heights. Over to take it will be Ben Schumacher. Quick substitution. Kapitanovic, I think, got a new shin guard. And back on is Jude Elliott. So here's the corner from Schumacher. It's a good one. Clevenger able to get a glancing blow on it. Defended well once again by the Warriors. That's been a theme for them today, and it's led to great offense. Everyone doing their job in blue so far. Paragon wheeling around. He's dangerous. Fires from about 7 yards beyond the penalty area. Locked down by the Warriors. Now Rizzo. Rizzo between a couple of white shirts. Starts a run on the near side for Simon Elliott. Elliott hesitates and now trying to work his way around Anredder. Turns it back. Uses the defense, and Clevenger there to challenge. Bryant down for Rizzo and back to Cristiello. Been impressed, John, by SPX's ability to just control this match at both ends of the field.
Yeah, it's been really impressive. They've been definitely dictating tempo. They've kind of slowed the game down, which is kind of nice to see. Their interplay has been really nice. As you kind of saw on Horse's assist to Wigington, I definitely like how their kind of chemistry is kind of seen today, so it's been really nice.
They are seeing the lanes very well in the match today. Missouri Military Academy gave them a harder time in that regard yesterday. And quite honestly, I'm sure if you were to ask New Heights head coach Aaron Dogach, he'd say we've got to play better defense. 6 goals given up to Valley Park in the match yesterday, and already 3 given up here in the first half to St. Pius X. They've just got to limit some of these chances in close on their keeper. Devine able to get a touch off a couple of headers. Rizzo played it on ahead, defended nicely by Anredder. Taken away by the Cougars. Up ahead comes Schumacher. He was knocked down. Cougars try to go with a little bit of tempo here. They end up losing it. Rizzo, one touch for Horst. Horst breaking to the net, able to get a foot on it, and it's wide. A good challenge there, though, by Rush Stewart. If he doesn't come off the goal line to get that, it's probably in the back of his net. But again, Jackson Horst with chances in tight. Had a play. In front of the SPX bench. Paragon plays it ahead. And offside. And sometimes they're close, John. That one not so much. A couple steps behind the defender there was Clevenger. It's a good idea, though. Gotta like the chemistry you've seen between Clevenger and Paragon in this match. As Paragon again chips it ahead for number 10 in white. SPX has done a really nice job defending. And in the middle, they've stopped a lot of these rushes before they've been able to get going. And against players as skilled as Paragon and Clevenger, that is oftentimes the key. Clevenger, nice pass here. With a little momentum, Hamlin stopped. Back to Clevenger in the middle. Hudson surveys. Now works it to the far side. Angling around Kapitanovic. Played it back for Paragon, who sent it off the chest of one of the Warriors defenders. Looks like James Green. Paragon tried to split the defenders. Had it taken away by Green. And now here's Rizzo. Rizzo with some space. He's got numbers. To the near side, a pass behind Simon Elliott. And cleared away. A little bit more accurate pass, and they have a chance to probably keep that run going. Green will check out, as well as Sam Wigington, who had the most recent finish on the assist by Jackson Horst. Cristiello. Rizzo turned it over. New Heights couldn't do anything with it. All the way back for Devine. Southpaw pass all the way to the far sideline. Intended for Brady Tuchinski. Was deflected by Liam Nelson. Horst. Knocked out of play. SPX, to your point, John, just continuing to seize control and slow this game down, bleed this clock, and limit chances at the other end for New Heights Christian Academy. We're already under 12 to play in this first half. A 3-0 advantage for the Warriors. It's been a clinic at both ends. Lucas Nangle with a touch off the bench for the Cougars. On the near side, he will challenge Bryant, who plays it back towards the middle, near the OVC logo, and probably a little too far to get a shot, but a chip into the box likely upcoming. See if they can somehow get a touch on the ground in front of Matthew Devine. The opportunities have been few so far in this one for the Cougars. And to get back in this match, they'll need to take advantage of them. Paragon defended well. Kapitanovic has had a great day so far. Paragon, though, able to weave through a couple of blue shirts and get one on target. Skipped in the direction of Devine, who was well positioned. Schumacher. Paragon plays it quickly. Here's Clevenger. Clevenger waiting. Now trying to move around Kapitanovic. Played it well. It will be a corner, though, for the Cougars. Another opportunity, John.
I really like this latest spell by New Heights. It's good to have a little bit of momentum, kind of building as you go through this last few parts of this first half, and kind of building in the second half. And how can we get back in this game?
Yeah, they've stabilized a little bit, haven't they? Play has been much more at this left end here the last 5 minutes or so, and foul will be called on Schumacher, trying to elbow his way around the defender for SPX. They'll get the keeper involved again. Paragon sends it all the way back on net. This time, Devine was ready for it. Well, he certainly has the leg strength and the accuracy to where you don't feel like that's ever a bad decision, I suppose. He tried to catch the keeper napping, you never know. He scored from midfield yesterday, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. Just a crazy, crazy goal. Immediately after they had given one up to Valley Park, that got them back within one off the kickoff. So gave them momentum into the half. It was very interesting, John, to see the body language yesterday after that. Valley Park had just gone up 2-0. And in the waning moments of that first half. Paragon able to score off the kickoff from the Lion logo at midfield. Had the Cougars feeling pretty good about themselves going into the break. Despite trailing by a goal, it was the opposition that sort of had their heads hung a little low. Now, credit Valley Park, they came back out, and it was an offensive onslaught after the break. They were able to take control as Paragon goes tumbling into the Central Methodist signage. Glad he's all right. Let's get a little tight down there, doesn't it? Coming on 6.5 to play until half. One touch, Tuchinski. That's Jonah Elliott. Tried to play one through. Defended well by the Cougars. And out. Throw in upcoming. Nice sequence here by Anretter. Bryant for Rizzo. Rizzo sends it into the penalty area. One touchdown. Horst on a deflection and over the head of Rush Stewart. Unfortunate there is new heights. Off the carom, Horst is able to touch it down. Defender able to get a piece of it, but just perfectly scraping underneath the crossbar, but over the outstretched arm of Rush Stewart. Horst, a multiple goal performance in the first 40 minutes. .41 for him on the season. What a day for the senior forward. Playing in his final high school game. And that takes the wind out of the Cougars' sails a little bit as Paragon trying to win it back. Rizzo on ahead. We mentioned it, John. Felt like the Cougars were starting to gain a little bit momentum back. They had some chances at the St. Pius X end, and then you give up the goal. After a couple of really nice defensive plays by Max Anretter, just a carom that lands right in the lap of Horst. And credit Horst, he settled it very quickly, was able to get a touch on it, and despite the deflection, you mentioned it, just get the shots on target and good things will happen. The assist will officially go to number 12, Samuel Wigington. That was the announcement by the PA. Wigington is up there at the top right now. Simon Elliott with it. Plays it on ahead for Jonah Elliott. Elliott is knocked down by Gavin Dole, and we've got whistles. Is he going to get booked here? I think just a word from the official. John, what are those conversations like?
It kind of depends on the situation. Sometimes it may be a little feisty between you and the referee, but sometimes it's not too bad. Sometimes just a conversation. Just depends on your relationship with the referee.
I've always thought it's interesting because in soccer, it's one of the only sports where the official will initiate conversation often with the player. Ordinarily, it's the player initiating if they're upset about a call or whatnot, but oftentimes it's the referee telling the player, hey, knock it off, or this is a warning. Next time you're going in the book.
Yeah, I actually prefer when referees are like that, when they come to you and want to have a conversation. Some referees, not necessarily that's the case, but it's always a interesting experience talking to referees.
Well, you'd rather them have a conversation and you get that kind of warning before you go in the book, because then that affects the way you play the rest of the match, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Kapitanovic, hesitation. Now Cristiello chips one in. Cougars defend it nicely. Cristiello steps in front of that clearance attempt, and now it is going to roll all the way out of play on the Warriors bench. Well, the first two, especially with the offense that the Cougars have been able to already display against Valley Park in the semifinal yesterday, felt like they'd be able to potentially overcome that. As here's another chance off the deflection, a rebound. Now a third chance that goes over the crossbar. Sailing it high was Brady Tuchinski, and a missed opportunity there for the Warriors to increase the lead even further. Where I was going with that was, with the way New Heights has been able to get chances offensively, the 2-goal lead felt a little bit more manageable. The third goal, and now especially the fourth here at the end of the half, as SPX has shrunk this down to a 40-minute game, feels a lot steeper of a hill to climb.
Yeah, for sure. But I wouldn't say any league is impossible. You never know. Just getting that first one and just keep on going. I mean, this is some of these players' last game, so you got to leave it all on the line and kind of culminate your kind of whole high school career and kind of in one game. You just got to give it your all.
Well, and regardless of which teams have been out there so far in this tournament, we've seen goals in flurries. So these matches can tilt in an instant. Cougars are able to get that first one. You never know. It could snowball into 2 or 3 in quick succession. Schumacher strong on the ball. Draws the whistle. This has got to be a shot on by Paragon, you would think, here. Inside of a minute. It's centered up for him. They've got both Paragon and Hudson Clevenger behind the ball. Referee has everyone lined up. Clevenger runs through. Now Paragon tried to feed it for Clevenger, and it's defended away. Credit the Warriors, they were ready for it. Sort of a similar play that resulted in a goal for SPX as Kapitanovic off the pass sent one on target. Rebound was put in the back of the net. So one last roll in the direction of Matthew Devine, and that'll do it for the first 40 minutes of action. Explosive was the Warriors' offense in this one. Jackson Horst with a pair. Sam Wigington on the board as well, and we think James Green had the rebound goal early on for the Warriors. An effective first 40 minutes, averaging a goal per 10. They hold a massive advantage over New Heights Christian Academy as we get to the halftime break. Before we send it to break, we want to remind you fans that you can purchase your own copy of today's game. After the broadcast has ended, click the download button for the broadcast on Misha.tv, and you can own this piece of Misha TV content forever. Well, before we send it to the break, John, what's the conversation that has to be had in each locker room?
Yeah, for New Heights, it's just about getting that first one. You can only control what you can control, so just kind of stay on the course and trying to get that first one. May need to push Paragon a little bit higher to kind of get him closer to the 18s so that you can kind of make it a little bit more interesting with a lot of his chances. I feel like it's been a lot of long-range stuff, so getting a bit closer and making it a lot easier on him. For St. Pius X, I think it's just making sure that you don't let him get that first goal. I feel like you can continue to control the tempo. You can continue to kind of control the pace of the game. I think this could end up being a game that they'll definitely remember, and we'll kind of see how this game kind of shakes out.
SPX all over New Heights, 4-0 our score as we break for halftime. Second half action is next on Misha TV.
You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes! For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one, make it to Annika Holtorf.
New Heights Christian Academy.
New Heights, same biblical focus. New Heights, same academic drive.
We will continue to shape articulate, confident Christians ready to step into the world with a strong moral compass, secure in themselves and their beliefs.
Taking Christian education to new heights.
Check, check. You kidding me? And the Norwood Pirates have their first ever state title.
Jackson, oh, it goes! For the first time in 9 years, the trophy goes back to Chesterfield.
One in this one, make it to Annika Holtorf.
We welcome you back from the halftime break. It has been all St. Pius so far in this one. 4-0 our score as St. Pius holds the lead over New Heights Christian. New Heights, we'll see the adjustments that they've made during the halftime break to get back into this one. They've got to contain Jackson Horst a little bit better. 2 goals and an assist. He's been a part of 3 out of the 4. And even the 4th that technically he won't get an assist on. John, if we were playing hockey, he would have gotten a secondary assist. Started the play, fed it to Frankie Kapitanovic, who got a shot on target. It was eventually sent home by number 8, James Green. So we'll see if the Cougars are able to do just that. And get their goal scorer, Michael Paragon, more involved. Ben Schumacher feeds it to Paragon. Paragon, Clevenger play catch with it. Looks as though Paragon just changed shoes. You know, it's interesting. He did that yesterday in the semifinal match. I thought initially maybe it was just adjusting to the Hunter Stadium turf, but maybe it's just, you know, getting a fresh feel on your feet. Chance there. As it was blocked away and out of play, Kason Hamlin had it off his right foot, and so a corner upcoming for the Cougars. It's interesting, John. Did you ever have any teammates that did that? Change the footwear between halves?
Yeah, I mean, it's all down to how you want to feel. Some of my teammates loved being able to kind of dictate their own fate in terms of I had a bad half, I'm going to change my boots because it will make me feel better. So it's all about you know, superstitions and those type of things. But yeah, I've had a few teammates that loved kind of changing shoes, and it always made them feel better. So I mean, feel good, play good is kind of the mantra that they always had.
Well, they look good, too. Highlighter orange. One of my favorite parts about the game of soccer. We're not afraid of the bright colors. Schumacher, too far in front of him. Samuel Wigington stepped in the way of it. Wade Mathis, who's played well off the bench for SPX in both contests. Looks like Wigington may have had Mathis if he one-touched it for him. Had to settle it and then lost the ball. Henry Rizzo, so impressed with how calm he plays in the middle. What an asset for the Warriors. Hasn't been involved in as many of the goals today, but was a big part of the contest yesterday. Was on the ball all afternoon. And they haven't really needed number 10 in terms of the goal scoring, I should say. Obviously, they need him out on the pitch. Bryant will throw in. And cleared right back out. Coming on 3 minutes gone here in this second half. Mathis touched it down into the box for Horst. Cleared away. Nixon Meningus. It's kept in play. Mathis around a defender. Played it back for Horst. Horst trying to nudge his way around a defender. Lost it. Paragon now. Cleared it back to Rizzo, who fires. And a stop made. Well done there by Rush Stewart. Rush Stewart has had a lot to deal with here so far in this one. An underclassman still, a phenomenal keeper. Sophomore stands at 5'11". Had over 100 saves coming into the state tournament. One of the only goalies on this stage to reach that marker. Before the defeat yesterday, it had been 7 in a row for New Heights. They had gotten on a hot streak after just a nightmare start to their season. They lost 9 of their first 10 matches. Rebounding to get all the way to the state tournament. As here's a shot wide of the target by Paragon. And a goal kick for SPX. Goes to show, John, as you mentioned, control what you can control. Just keep playing. It's all about the next minute, the next chance, the next shot, the next game. Really got to credit the mental fortitude of these Cougars. And, you know, what's been kind of cool to see is as they've gotten down 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, the body language, the effort, it hasn't changed at all. If you were to just put on the game, silent tape, you wouldn't know what the score is. Harrigan goes down just a couple yards beyond the box and a card issued. Harrigan scored on a PK yesterday. Mere yards away from having another chance. I think Michael's just adjusting those new cleats. Clock frozen at 35-16. All right, John, what's your guess on this play?
I think they might take a page out of St. Pius X's playbook. I think they might, touch it somewhere a little bit short and let Peregrine maybe shoot. I could also see just Peregrine shooting straight off the free kick. I think anything over the wall to the right is probably a goal. So we'll see what happens if they can get the ball to stop rolling away.
Yeah, that's one thing about those artificial surfaces. It's a little slick down there, and like we said, it's gusting over 30 miles an hour. Peregrine will just fire. Too tall. And the way they had the wall set up and the way Devine was positioned, I think Peregrine had the right idea there. Just a little off on the execution. And keep in mind, that wind moving from left to right, it's going to help propel that ball a little higher in the air as opposed to if he was kicking it into the wind. You wonder if that factored into him missing the target high. Anredder on the far side, defending well for the Cougars. But it is SPX that comes away with it. Horst around a defender, into the box. A great pass and a stop. Stewart combining with one of his defenders, Bennett Thomas, to keep it out of the net. What a chance for Tuchinski on a beautiful feed by Horst. What a complete player at the offensive end Horst is. Has the vision and the skill to score, but unselfish with the rock, too. Played up the near side. Warriors with it. Horst read it well, and he's going to get possession out of it. Off the header. One touch, and in! Wow. The hat trick for Jackson Horst, and a dance to boot. 5-0 Warriors. What a goal. Just past the outstretched arms of the diving Rush Stewarts. That goal came from beyond the box, right, John?
Yeah, that was amazing. I'm kind of lost for words right now. What a shot. That's something Horst will remember probably the rest of his life. That's a big one for him.
An incredible goal. His 4th of the tournament, his 3rd today. And the 3rd hat trick we've seen already at this state tournament. That was an exceptional goal. Fit it underneath the bar. And around Stewart. Stewart, pretty athletic back there. He's nearly 6 foot tall. Not easy to beat him from beyond the penalty area. But Horst, one of the best in the state, and he is putting on a show today. Tuchinski knocked off of it by Schumacher, illegally so. 7.5 minutes gone here in this second half. The Warriors get the first one here in the second. And in complete control. Great clearance. Back across the midfield stripe. Cristiello goes to chase it. Right foot into Wigington. Here's Paragon. Paragon trying to start a run. Well, we talked about the magical run that it's been for the Cougars, as here's Horst with it on the edge of the attacking third. Challenged by Meningus. Played to Mathis in the far side corner. Now Henry Rizzo across into the box. There's only one white shirt there, and he makes the play. Bennett Thomas under control, but it'll stay at this end. As I was mentioning with the Cougars, we talked about their magical run, the tough start to the season, how well they've played down the stretch. Just one loss in the regular season in their final 9 games. They won 8 of 9 to close out the regular season, and then all 3 in the postseason to get to the state tournament. As here's another one! 6-0 Warriors. Goal scored from just beyond the penalty area by Jonah Elliott. And as we were making the point about how New Heights has rebounded from their rough start to the season, where I was going to with that, John, was they might have just run out of gas against some really good opponents here, the very best in Class 1, as the Warriors continue to pour it on. Another nice finish from just beyond the box, right around the semicircle area. Devine comes out to play this one. Henry Rizzo credited with the assist. I believe that is his first point here today. Assist number 21 for Henry. Great to see him get on the score sheet with as well as he's played the last 2 days. But that was such a well-placed shot by Jonah Elliott. Able to beat the sophomore keeper, who has been peppered pretty consistently here this morning. Comes out to field this on a one-hop. Paragon. With the orange boots. Charging ahead, around a defender, weaves in, and a shot on goal, stopped by Devine. Great move by Michael Paragon. If he's able to angle that chance just a little bit better, it's probably finding nylon. Credit Devine though, John, he was in good position.
Yeah, he's been extraordinary today. I thought earlier in the first half he was definitely dictating tempo. He was pretty masterful in how he was kind of setting up the offense, and he hasn't had too much action today. But when he's been called on, he's been the brick wall of St. Pius X.
I feel like the goalkeepers in this sport have to be so mentally tough because depending on the way the match is going, you could have it at your end all day long, which in and of itself is obviously tough. You have a lot of chances to handle. You have to be on your P's and Q's at all times. There's traffic in front constantly, as has been the case for Rush Stewart in this one. But I think it's equally as tough to be Devine at the other end, to keep yourself locked in all match long when maybe the action is 100-plus yards away.
Yeah, I think it's a skill that has to be learned.
Trying to weave around the defense is Nelson. He eventually lost it. Nice move by Rizzo to create some space. Here comes SBX down the wing again. Far side official on the call there. Was that a handball?
I think a little push in the back from
Push in
Rizzo.
the back.
Yeah.
Trying to start a run for Paragon. Played well by the keeper, Devine. He hasn't shown any hesitation. That's the other thing. I feel if you face a shot earlier on in the game, maybe just a little squibber that you're able to vacuum up, it just gets you a touch, gets you into the feel and the rhythm of the match. Sometimes when you don't have that, it's easy to be a little shaky. Devine has not been that here in this one. Perhaps a chance there for SPX. It was defended well by the Cougars, and back they come with it. Kaysen Hamlin. Back towards center. Clevenger tried to play it through a Warrior. Gets it back on a nice pass from Schumacher. Up the far side, plays it to the middle for Nelson. Nelson back to Schumacher. Schumacher starting a run, able to get his foot to it, but deflected out. Step for step was Nick Criscello. Well defended there. That's tough because you cannot commit an infraction at that area on the pitch. You also can't allow the forward, in this case Ben Schumacher, to get full power from that close and step into it on your goalie. Rizzo with some space. Eventually angled off of it by Bennett Thomas. Paragon. He plays it to the near side for Ruben Brake. First time we've called his name today. Jude Elliott a touch. Nice passing. Horst eventually cut off. He was hit from behind. But we've got a timeout, not because they're going to call the foul on that. Nixon Meningas had bumped Horst behind the play, but even further behind the play, Paragon had gone down, and he's grabbing at his left leg. I think it's just maybe cramps. Hopefully he's all right. Obviously the leading goal scorer, a hat trick yesterday. New heights yet to get on the board here in this one. On the season, Paragon now with 32 goals if you include the 3 yesterday. Just an incredible player. Paragon is one of those seniors playing in his final contest. Hudson Clevenger, another senior. Bennett Thomas, a senior. Liam Nelson and Gavin Dole each playing their last game in Cougars green. Edgar Nito as well, who I'd imagine we'll see later on in this second half in his final contest. And he's actually out there now, number 32 in white. Kaysen Hamlin lost it. Paragon. Almost a solid theft. Bumped a Warrior though and called for it. St. Pius, for their part, their seniors, Matthew Devine, the keeper. Ulysses Jimenez Gonzalez, the backup goalkeeper, also a senior. On a short hop, sort of in between there for Rush Stewart, who eventually picks it up. But aside from the keepers, plus Jackson Horst and Samuel Wigginton, the rest of these guys are going to be back next year. Horst is a massive loss, but they'll retain Rizzo. He'll be back for his senior season. And you'd imagine will be a leader of this Warriors offense come next fall. Ben Schumacher working it ahead. Clevenger touched it back to him. Schumacher warding off defenders. This is a nice job by Schumacher. Left foot coming out to make the stop is Devine. And he keeps the shutout alive. Phenomenal. played in for Paragon with 23:44 and counting to play. Shot from beyond the box. Rolls out of play. SPX the ball. And a substitution here made. The senior Horst coming off. Imagine maybe a little too early to pull the senior. I think this is maybe more rest related. Jonah Elliott back on. See if they put him back on and ceremoniously take these seniors off as we get down to the closing minutes of this one. Here's Rizzo. Rizzo weaving through white shirts. Lost it. Nice play by Gavin Dole, who charges ahead. Clevenger turns, surveys for Paragon. Bit of a miscommunication, but they make it work. Paragon knocked down. That'll be a call. Kapitanovic, the infraction. 12 yards beyond the penalty box will be where it comes from. And make it about 10. And we've got it rolling away. Well, in football, sometimes you're allowed to have the extra guy hold down the kickoff. Yeah, that's what we're going to have here. At least for the moment. Better kick it fast. So Paragon moves forward now. Might let Clevenger get a swing. They do. It's blocked right into the wall and out of play. St. Pius X, we already mentioned, from the Kansas City area. Longest bus travel of any of the teams in the first two classes this weekend. As here's Paragon in on goal. It's stopped.
Wow.
What a save by Devine. He pumps up the crowd. The shutout's still alive. You think that means anything to him? Man. Another look at it. What a stop by Devine. Paragon has had his chances here in this one. We were mentioning the travel for St. Pius X, coming all the way from the western edge of the state. Where I was going with that is it's substantial travel for New Heights Christian also. They are coming all the way from Joplin, Missouri, in Jasper County to take on the Class 1 state tournament. Played ahead. It's Ulysses Jimenez Gonzalez, the backup keeper who has checked into the game now as a forward for SPX. Great to see the senior out there getting some time in his final high school match. James Green on for Kevin Bryant. What a performance Todd Ashby's guys have turned in. His assistant coach Pete Haas, a record of 252, 190, and 12 in his time at SPX. He has been the man in charge for quite some time now, and he's going to lead these Warriors to a third place finish. An explosion here in front by 6. They have played their brand of soccer, and they've executed to near perfection, John. Keeper Matthew Devine has played excellent as well. Been some missed chances in this one by the Cougars for sure. But give credit to the opposition. They've played well. They've sort of won the battle, forcing the Cougars to play their game. Cougars haven't really ever been able to settle into this one, aside from about the 10 minutes towards the end of the first half, where they really felt like they were building some momentum, but then that third Warrior goal, followed up by a fourth before half, really took the wind out of the Cougars' sails. Nice move by Rizzo. He creates some space, moving into the attacking third. Jimenez Gonzalez lost it for a moment. Nito the clear. Ben Schumacher is touched out of play by Green. Kaysen Hamlin lost it. Back ahead come the Warriors, and with 17 minutes left to play, Jackson Horst is indeed going to check back in, likely for the final time in his high school career. Paragon plays it ahead for Clevenger. Off the head of Cristiello. He'll drop it back for Devine. Kapitanovic to Green. Green moves it ahead, working the far side. It's been great form by SPX in this one, and starting another run. It's shut down. Having to come out to play that pass, though, was Rush Stewart. Nito gets just enough on it for Break. Break is challenged by Jack Weath. Paragon rolls it beyond the backs. Scooped up by Devine. 16 minutes to play. Nice move. Schumacher and Paragon, a give and go. Turning around, Schumacher still with it. Eventually knocked off and whistles. So this should result in an opportunity for New Heights. They form the wall. And we've got another rogue soccer ball. Well, you can really see the flags in the background. They are whipping down there. Paragon, that just missed. A good shot. He's disappointed with himself. But no reason for number 8 to hang his head. He's played excellent today and yesterday. Credit St. Pius, they've made the adjustments because this was a school in New Heights that had scored a season high against a Valley Park team. 24-3 now are the Valley Park Hawks. They'll play for the Class 1 title later on this evening. They hadn't given up a goal in the postseason before their game with New Heights Christian that took place yesterday. And they hadn't given up 3 goals in a single match all year long. Not only did they give up 3, they gave up 3 to a single player. Paragon was outstanding. Luckily for Valley Park, they exploded offensively, scored 6 themselves, and Will Geary actually able to outdo the hat trick. He scored 5 from the top of that Hawks attack. Again, we'll get to see them in action later this evening. John, we're excited for that one. The 2 title games to be played later on tonight. Nito a header. Up ahead, Jonah Elliott had it deflected out. Some more substitutions here.
Number 2, Brady Paczynski. Number 15, Kevin Burnett. And number 19, Melissa Jimenez.
12:42 and counting. Green for Horst. New Heights with possession, moving quickly. Gavin Dole sends it across the midfield stripe. Schumacher for Clevenger. He turns around, tried to feed one through for Nangle to run up on. Nobody home, so Devine plays it. Number 7, Jackson Horst, who's been exceptional today. 3 goals and an assist. Tachinsky tried to feed it ahead for Ulysses Jimenez Gonzalez. Boy, if they could get number 9 a touch and a shot on net, this place might explode. St. Pius faithful. Oh, this is a beautiful pass. And just one more touch needed. The defense was just good enough on Ben Schumacher. And again, Devine in great position. He's been aggressive but under control, John.
Yeah, he's definitely been kind of toting that fine line between, being off his line, but also making sure that he's able to kind of deter a lot of these shots. I think keepers that are able to kind of get off their line, kind of get out there are the ones you should, as an attacker, kind of be wary of, because now kind of have to make some runs more side to side and less so straight ahead. So it's nice to see a keeper like Devine kind of be able to do what he's doing today.
Played back for Bennett Thomas.
Regardless of the score today, I've been very impressed with New Heights' ability to kind of keep on going, kind of regardless of the score. Kind of being in this type of environment down 6, it can be easy to kind of switch off and kind of lose care in the game, but I really like their ability to just keep on going, and kind of, like you were saying earlier, just the ability of, even when stuff's not going great, still kind of give it your all.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, right? The fortitude that these guys have shown this weekend, it's what's gotten them to this stage. On a grander scale, would have been pretty easy to pack it in after the rough start to the season. Hey, we're not going to be able to reach our goals. We're not good enough. We're not playing well enough. We're not cohesive. No, they just kept their head down, kept working, and look at the payoff. They have made it all the way to the state tournament, and they're going to take 4th place in Class 1. It's a massive accomplishment. Even when you go 0-2 in the state tournament, this is the very best competition in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that these guys will always remember, all the fond memories they'll be able to talk about, the reunions and such. But I definitely think this is something, even though it didn't go their way, that they'll definitely kind of cherish, just kind of getting to this situation and even getting to this place, kind of like you were saying, with the start that they had. So just being grateful for kind of the experiences and kind of going from there.
Yeah, this is really a team that, after today, will finish with a sub-500 record that gets to claim the title of being 4th place in the state. Pretty remarkable. Paragon, a big reason why. I think it's easier, too, when your leaders, your seniors like Paragon. He's the one, to me, that you just haven't been able to see any difference in his level of play. as St. Pius tried to start a run there up the far side. Coming out to clear it was the keeper, Rush Stewart. On the run there was Sam Wigington. But his motor hasn't switched off at all, and when your senior and your best player is that way, it just sets an example for the rest of the roster.
Yeah, energy is contagious. I think he's been great with his work rate on both sides. He's won, I think, more tackles today than I've seen many other 10s that kind of play the similar position, kind of win. So it's really nice to see him kind of work as hard as he has, kind of even with the kind of score that's kind of ahead. But it's been nice.
And to your point, he's their primary goal scorer. So easy to say, I'm going to save my energy, conserve it for when I'm on the ball and have a chance to help our team at the offensive side. But to your point, he's been playing two ways. We've seen him chase after a lot of balls to just try to make a play defensively to get in the way of St. Pius on the defensive end. And that, as you mentioned, infectious, kind of circulates around the entire team. And, yeah, you really like the Cougars' mental fortitude, and it's something that will serve them beyond this season. It's a team that has a lot of players returning. Ben Schumacher will be back, as well as Brandon Schumacher, Kason Hamlin. A lot of freshmen on the bench that are getting to see this leadership up close. Nixon Meningus, the freshman defender, who's been great. Max Anredder. A lot of the players on the back line will be back, as that's out of play off a deflection. The keeper, Rush Stewart, will be an upperclassman next season, so this will be a team that I think will have great strength defensively next year, but phenomenal experience and character being developed this year.
Yeah, true testament to this team's culture. I definitely see this team, if they can keep on building on this year, you never know what could happen next year. Just keep on building.
Jackson Horst able to get ahead on it, put it on target. Nice save by Stewart. And now a run as Clevenger was cut off by Horst, getting all the way back on the defensive end, and he's down. That's the last thing you want to see, especially in a 6-0 game with 6:07 to play. The senior in his final high school match. Quick to his feet. Well, maybe not the ceremonious exit that we thought it was going to be for number 7. We'll see if he checks back in, though. I wouldn't bet against it. So Henry Rizzo comes back on for the time being. Corner kick here for the Cougars. Can they get on the board? Looks as though that was in the direction of Nito. But Warrior between he and the ball. Here's a wind and a fire just wide by Paragon. You see the power in that right leg. He's just been a little off the mark here in this match. Paragon able to take advantage of the loose ball. He's got it here again. Passed along. Chipped back towards the middle. Clevenger settles it, fires it wide. Did it touch a Warrior on its way to the net? No, it did not. Didn't look like it did from our angle up in the booth, and the official in the middle saw the same thing we did. Brady Tuchinski knocked off of it by Paragon. He's still out there fighting. Paragon, a couple of crosses. Defended well by Tuchinski, but Paragon able to steal it right back. Tried to feed it for Clevenger. In the passing lane was Jude Elliott. Played to the near side by Bennett Thomas. Paragon back for Nangle. And cleared away into the seats by Kapitanovic. Four minutes left to go in this one before plaques and medals are distributed. St. Pius X just minutes away from a third place finish in Class 1. A shot here. Didn't make it through the back line. Giving chase is Paragon. Throwing upcoming here. See if New Heights can get on the board here. Probably mean a lot to these Cougars. Do it again. Kicked before the ready to play. We had a timeout there. One of the Warriors had a cleat come loose. So here we go. To the short post. Nobody home. One high hop off the Hunter Stadium turf. Handled by Wigington. Settled. Turnaround move by Dahl. Gavin left it for Anrader. Now back to Bennett Thomas. Thomas has it deflected out. Clevenger chips it to the far side over the head of everyone. Cason Hamlin giving chase. And how about the keeper? Well outside the box to play it and help defend. You mentioned a little earlier, John, he's sort of towing the line between getting off your mark and being aggressive but under control. Towing it maybe would be putting it lightly there on that play. He was all the way out towards the flag. But it paid off. Gavin Dole for Paragon. They lost it. We're inside of 2 minutes to play here. So Jackson Horst will check back into the contest, as well as Wade Mathis. Brady Tuchinski, and it looks like Colin Horning, number 16, coming off. Horning just a freshman. Clevenger chested down, one touch for Paragon after he had settled it. He feeds one ahead for Nangle, who will not win the race to the ball. Kapitanovic walled him off, and it's a goal kick. Warriors can take their time here. Play it short. Just trying to bleed the final 65 seconds off this clock. Our scoreboard shows under a minute, but we've got 54 and counting up on the physical scoreboard. Paragon tried to feed one through. Cleared back out towards half. Anrader tried to feed one along. Perhaps one more chance for the Cougars. Nangle giving chase. Knocked away by James Green. Matthew Devine, chance to earn his 11th shutout of the season and keep a clean sheet in his final high school match. Gavin Dole and New Heights hopes to have something to say about it. As we're under 10 seconds, it's going to have to come quickly, and it will not.
3, 2, 1.
That's it. St. Pius X, third place in Class 1, and still a very solid finish. New Heights Christian will be disappointed taking a pair of L's here in the state tournament, but nothing to be disappointed about. What this team has accomplished this fall has been nothing short of incredible. They finished fourth place in Class 1, a final record of 13-14, defeats against Valley Park and St. Pius X. St. Pius X, for their part, they finish 18-10-1, a split on the weekend, a defeat against Missouri Military Academy before winning 6-0 here today against the Cougars. Plaques, medals getting set to be handed out. As we remind you one last time that fans, you can purchase your own copy of today's game. After the broadcast has ended, click the download button for the broadcast on Misha.tv, and you can own this piece of Misha TV content forever. Well, before we sign off, John, your final thoughts on this one. Final matches of the season for St. Pius X and New Heights Christian.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I thought the scoreline didn't necessarily represent kind of the scoreline maybe it should have been, but I thought both sides were great today. I thought Devine was probably, you could kind of say, the second most valuable player. Hurst had himself a game today. I think he was extraordinary. That volley in the first half was something I'll remember for the rest of my life. So it was a nice game to be able to call, and just kind of thankful to be able to watch good Missouri soccer.
Well, we're happy to have your expertise with us in the booth, and we'll have it all day long. Round of applause from each of these school faithful crowds. Horst involved in 4 of the 6 goals. Ultimately, Cougars defense just unable to protect Rush Stewart enough. They give up 6 in each contest, both yesterday in the semifinal and today in the third place match. Well, these teams lining up to receive their hardware, both incredible seasons by New Heights Christian and St. Pius X. We will sign off for our executive